or a half of those people leave or boycott the game, then they are going to see a difference because, you know, less money will be coming in and they will start to panic. But it seems good that this has actually been acknowledged by this Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, and hopefully it will force a change because this has been going on for way too long. There has been a, you know, massive amount of fuel for this. And yeah, I think Zarx's tweet just lit the spark of everything that happened. I mean, hey, we've had this happen with the rewards. We've had the creator drama with, you know, Atsu and Graxophone, which also came from that one tweet. So yeah, what could be next? I don't really know what's coming next in this whole situation, drama, whatever you want to call this now, because it seems to be all over the place. And it also says here that one of the main reasons why Genshin Impact is getting these complaints is because of product functionality, which is at 47.7%, which just says a ton about what's going on with Genshin at the moment and how people aren't very happy with the game at the moment, because that is, you know, classed as product functionality. But also it's funny that customer service also comes up as well with 25.6%, which also refers to how MiHoYo just hasn't really responded to any of us, and that they haven't actually made any changes to the game and just continued like nothing has happened. So I hope that the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology of China actually has a detailed list of everything wrong with Genshin and just MiHoYo in general, so that they can actually go through it with them and fix all of these issues that we've been having. Rather than giving them a really vague analysis of what's wrong with their company, I want like an actual detailed list of being like, hey, this feature people aren't happy with, this they aren't happy with, so that they can actually fix it and get to the bottom of this. But honestly, I don't really know what goes on in the MIT, so I don't know. They could have a list, they could not. I'm not sure. But yeah, as the time of recording, the Honkai Star Rail update just came out. It literally came out last night.
Artificial intelligence.
So, with all the creator drama at the moment, we've kind of been distracted from the true reason of this whole entire situation at hand, which is pretty much Genshin not giving us very good rewards, especially in 4.4, and, you know, we want change, especially the wrong with their company. I want like an actual isn't really a game that they want to keep, you know, working on, because it's always been said from the start that Honkai Impact 3rd was their like baby. They prefer it so much over Genshin. It's like their passion project, and obviously Honkai Star Rail being a kind of branch off from that, I think they also prefer that much more. So I'm sure that they're trying to get people to move over to Honkai Star Rail just by, you know, offering better rewards, better quality of life, better updates, just so many new events and so much more, just so that people will eventually just go over to that game and they can, you know, not worry about Genshin Impact. But as a big fan of Genshin Impact, I really hope that doesn't happen and that they give love to all the games, because that's what a company should do. You shouldn't just be, you know, focusing on one game. You should be focusing on multiple games at once. And if that is the case, it just seems kind of stupid that they can't handle running like, you know, 3 games at once with all good updates. Just hire more people. You are a very rich company. But yeah, Honkai Star Rail was looking very good. The live stream yesterday as well for Honkai Star Rail was very good, and I really hope we see more of that. And I hope we see some of that with Genshin too. I'm not sure if we will ever get any kind of live action stuff, because there was a lot of live action acting going on, and it was very cool. But I think, you know, maybe we'll get it in Genshin, who knows? Depends, we'll see in 4.5 if they pick this up. But yeah, it looked really good, and I'm really excited for the future of Honkai Star Rail. And if this change actually, you know, works, then I'm super excited for the future of Genshin too, because they could make both of them really great games and so successful, like even more successful than Genshin has ever been. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on this situation, because, you know, this is quite a niche news article. Not very many people would see this. But yeah, it seems like even the Chinese government are calling out MiHoYo at this point, so maybe we'll see a change in the next update. And all you gotta do is just stay strong during the boycott and whatever you're doing to kind of send a message to MiHoYo. So if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. That's all. See ya!
Artificial intelligence. It's probably going to take over the world sooner or later. And
of his lack of cynics, of these 10 great with Of these 10 beloved celebrities, which one has the absolute fewest haters? Well, let's begin by looking at Jack Black, whose hilarious paparazzi interactions are just one reason almost everybody loves him. For example, after being surrounded by a horde of photographers, Jack Black deliberately pulled the stupidest poses on his bike before trolling the paparazzi by doing this.
It's impossible to follow. Do you want to go this fast? You're in my dust.
Which was a similar response to when he was ambushed by a single photographer.
So, any new projects we should know about, sir?
While most celebrities are concerned about keeping a manicured image, Jack Black shows that being an idiot can be just as beneficial, although he's also able to show maturity in the moments where it matters, like when he took the time to sing to a young kid who was a fan of School of Rock. Jack Black, he's just such a lovable guy. How could you not like him? Met him once briefly, he was nice enough. He was really great with his kid. Something about Jack Black just feels so human. But while Jack Black has always been loved by everybody, the now loved John Cena was once disliked by many. As the face of the WWE for roughly 15 years, people have said about John Cena, "I hated him when he was being shoved down our throats by Vince," while a Sportster article claimed he was disliked for being overpushed. This had only been done, however, because he was too perfect. He maintains a clean image outside of WWE and is a perfect role model for kids who form a big part of WWE's fan base, and he carried the company on his back through and through for over 15 years. He was a reliable name for WWE during that time, not to mention he learned one of the world's hardest languages just to further the company's presence.
WWE has really never been able to penetrate China. So I figured if one of WWE's top superstars could bridge the language barrier, maybe we can get some relevancy over there.
On top of this, John Cena holds the world record for granting 650 wishes through Make-A-Wish, which is especially crazy given no other father figure has granted more than 200 wishes.
When you experience something like the reward of a Make-A-Wish, if you're not moved, I don't know if you have a beating heart.
How can haters hate on him? He's a good guy with a kind heart, Cena, you're the man. With all this in mind, it's no surprise Cody Rhodes stated,
John's the ultimate role model.
although if we're talking about ultimate role models, then Steve Irwin has to come next. Not only did he treat the media and his fans with respect, but of course animals too, using all of his income to purchase conservation areas in 4 different countries.
What good is a fast car, a flash house, and a gold-plated dunny to me? Absolutely no good at all. I've been put on this planet to protect wildlife and wilderness areas, which in essence is going to help humanity. And you know, money's great. I can't get enough money. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to buy wilderness areas with it. Every single cent I get goes straight into conservation. And guess what, Charles? I don't give a rip whose money it is, mate. I'll use it and I'll spend it on buying land.
When interviewed by The Age in 2003, Steve used the interview to promote the protection of endangered species, and it seems his good nature was continued by the rest of his family. I never met Steve, but met the rest of the family when they were filming on Morton Island. Great bunch, friendly, approachable, so knowledgeable and willing to have a chat. Won us all over and were more than happy to join us for a drink in the evening. Steve Irwin was so kind toward animals that even after being killed by a stingray, fans have stated, I'm still a firm believer that Steve would have been like, Cricket, I'm so sorry Stingray, I didn't mean to scare you. You were just defending yourself and I was in your space. Gosh, what a beauty. Admittedly, there are people who don't like Steve because he kept animals locked in his zoo, although finding a reason to hate Terry Crews is a much more difficult mission. In fact, when you Google Terry Crews in the media, all you'll find is articles like 19 reasons why Terry Crews is a gift to the world, and 9 of the biggest reasons to love Terry Crews, both of which, like Jack Black, citing Terry Crews' less than serious nature. For example, he does the exact same jump at every red carpet event, although there's another Terry Crews meme that's a whole lot better. Daniel the Goat wrote on Twitter, I keep this pic of Terry Crews in my wallet so I can see it when I'm about to waste money on things I don't need, lol, which Terry realized was a pretty good idea. I keep this pic of myself in my wallet so I can see it when I'm about to waste money on things I don't need, lol, although the reason Terry Crews is ideal for the photo is because he's also incredibly disciplined. In a Reddit AMA, he explained, I spend almost 2 hours a day working out, and it's therefore no surprise he's built such a crazy physique, which has helped him to land some of Hollywood's most lovable roles, like Cheeseburger Eddie and Latrell Spencer from White Chicks. Terry Crews has also maintained his marriage for almost 35 years, which is a great indicator of likability, given Tom Hanks has done the same. In fact, the only time Tom Hanks ever got angry in public was when somebody bumped into his wife.
Back the off. What are y'all doing? Knocking over my wife.
Although he has been exposed for behaving badly on film sets. Only the person who exposed him was Tom Hanks himself. Not everybody is at their best every single day on a motion picture set, the 2-time Oscar winner said. I've had tough days trying to be a professional when my life has been falling apart in more ways than one, and the requirement for me that day is to be funny, charming, and loving, and it's the last way I feel. Despite often feeling frazzled, Tom Hanks appears legendary in almost every role. However, even then his movies are often hated, well, again by Tom Hanks himself. Okay, let's admit this. We have all seen movies that we hate. I've been in some movies that I hate. You have seen some of my movies and you hate them, with Tom's honesty about his bad moments only making him even more likable. In fact, the only location you might find a Tom Hanks hater is r/unpopular opinion, where one user responded, upvote to the realest unpopular opinion I've ever seen on this sub. Well done, you absolute psychopath. Although nothing had been more psychopathic than despising Bob Ross, who was not only loved for his extremely wholesome persona, but also for inspiring millions to become artists themselves. Bob's show brought me so much joy, peace, and encouragement as a child. He was one of the reasons I started painting. I remember buying my first painting set and painting along to one of his episodes. I eventually realized that his style of painting was not for me, but his warm heart and gentle encouragement is something that I will never forget. In fact, every time I make mistakes in one of my paintings, I hear him saying, we don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. This follows Bob Ross's other philosophy that being different is not bad or good, it just is. And in case this wasn't wholesome enough, Bob Ross donated around 1,200 paintings, which was sold to help with fundraisers, while he refused to be paid by PBS for his show, and instead gave all 403 episodes to the TV network for free. Although with one single article about Bob Ross once being difficult to work with, it seems Weird Al Yankovic's legacy might be even cleaner. His genuinely funny songs had the advantage of being part of everybody's childhood, and while his interviews already show that he's a super awesome guy, those who have met him in real life say he's even cooler. For example, Patton Oswalt once said that Weird Al is the lone exception to the phrase never meet your heroes, while Kurt Cobain literally said he knew Nirvana had made it when Weird Al called him to get permission to parody Smells Like Teen Spirit. This is because Weird Al personally reaches out to each artist before he parodies them, not because it's required by law, but instead out of respect. Even then, Weird Al pays royalties to those he chooses to parody, which in turn makes him loved by other artists, except for Coolio or Weird Al Yankovic's one and only hater. After Weird Al parodied Gangsta's Paradise by instead making Amish Paradise, Coolio hated the song and chose to slam